Hey everyone, today we're going to look at two of the greatest comebacks in Ark Nova history. But first, going to do a little shout out to an Ark Nova tournament starting tomorrow actually. This is the Emu Cup Season 1. So it's a tournament between 16 of the best Ark Nova players on Board Game Arena, 16 of the highest rated. You can see the member list here. And basically, each person's going to face each other once. So each person will have 15 games, and the top 8 people after that will advance to a knockout final stage. So I've left the link in the description of this video. There's going to be a YouTube channel where we do some live commentaries just of the games as they're played. So sub to that, check it out. There's also a link to the Discord server for it, which is also just a general Ark Nova server, so everyone is welcome to join. And you'll find the links to all that in the description. But let's get started with this first game between Darcelmore and Andrew Smile. We are going to look at this from Darcelmore's perspective. He is first player on Commercial Harbour here. And the projects are Herbivores, Americas, and Europe. Starting hands pretty good in terms of like quality sponsors. You'd be very happy with this. Also Favorite Zoo is an endgame. Even architecture on this map is fine, but Favorite Zoo, hard to beat that. So what do you keep here? You have Tech Institute is probably the standout keep that you'd pick in nearly any hand. Then I think that goes very well with Research. Also like Hydrologists, Native Lizards. Lizards is fine. It's a bit more mid to sort of later game because the rocks over here don't get covered super early. You also have a European icon for the European projects. Darcelmore does decide to keep those. You'll see. There's a lot of ×2 coming up in this game, a lot, which is normal because we are on Commercial Harbour. And immediately with Darcelmore having cards at 5, we have Federal Grants on display, Golden Eagle on display. Pretty stacked actually, it's a lot of good stuff. Even the Giraffe for Herbivores is decent. Even Quarantine Lab is decent. So I think Darcelmore seeing the Eagle takes the hand size University. It would be tempting to start with the 2 Reputation University and then get like a Research 2 out. But I think the fact that you want to carry the Eagle and carry the Research into next round, you might not even get time to play both of these like and Federal Grants. It just makes sense to take hand size and keep all your good cards. Even eyeing these science icons might be going for Research 5. Andrew takes the 2 Reputation Uni. And thanks to the Reputation, now Federal Grants is in draw range, so Darcelmore builds a size 1 for the turtle and draws it up. Andrew builds a size 3 over the player sponsor for money spot. And throws down an Okapi stable, so it's got some fun things happening already. I wonder if the size 3 is for the Giraffe. Instead of drawing it though, he draws up Sponsorship Herbivores and with Okapi Stable's power plays it immediately. I'm not sure this is the best use for Okapi Stable, but it does match the project and it's like 3 income and an appeal, I guess is fine. Darcelmore does cards now. The Eagle is in range, so you really do have to snap that away. Andrew can just build a size 1 and get it. And it has an extra value right now because of the Europe tag as well. Also Europe release here. And Andrew just breaks 5. So that's one of the good things about a Okapi stable. You can play your sponsors and just be able to break, which is just as well because playing sponsors for money is expensive. But it does help you push the break, and it's great against Darcelmore, who has a lot of cards that he wants to play. So Darcel does put down Tech Institute. Andrew plays a Red Howler, which matches the Americas project. does not touch cards. Darcel plays his Pond Turtle. And Andrew just causes the break. So without hand size, Andrew has 2 cards in hands. Could be looking to snap up Giraffe or Raya for Americas too. Does snap up the Raya. And now Spokesperson appears in display as well. So I mean, relatively close so far. Say Darcelmore's hand quality is insane right now. Although Andrew does have a slight income lead. Darcel grabs second university and upgrade sponsors. So, makes sense to upgrade sponsors just to be able to get these out quicker. Especially looking at the display as well, like Spokesperson and Quarantine Lab. All of a sudden you're looking at Research 5 next round if you can somehow get all of them. Andrew grabs second uni himself and upgrades build. Darcel actually spending an X here to snap up Spokesperson, which kind of surprised me when I saw it. But it makes sense. You play Spokesperson and then use it to upgrade build. Just gets you that 1 reputation that you need. Still did not really expect it when I saw it. Andrew is fully building. Might be looking to deny the Quarantine Lab or the Europe release here. Or just building towards the reputation as well. I'm a little surprised that he didn't drop Quarantine or Europe release. But does cover the rep and upgrade sponsors himself. Darcelmore plays Spokesperson to upgrade build. And Andrew just breaks 7 here. Normally it's the Tech Institute player that does this, but covering the X tokens... Yeah, Commercial Harbor does have a couple of X tokens, and covering them, breaking 7. Because we know that, yeah, so Darcel did not get to build that round, did not get to only play Spokesperson, so did not get to play Federal Grants, which has been in his hand since for 2 breaks now. Hydrologist as well. I mean, that's fair. So Quarantine Lab does disappear off the face of the earth, thanks to the break, although Europe release is still here. And new interesting target acquired, New Zealand Fur Seal. Although, like, extra worker is always good, but the game has been incredibly fast-paced that, like, both players are already nearing 8 rep and have 2 universities, and they have another worker right now, so... That's an interesting decision. I think you could play either, but I do like playing the Hydrologist just while you're building, get the money from it straight away, and you also save yourself a sponsor power for 1 money. So it does build Chaos Pavilion 2-1 and draws up the Europe release now. Andrew plays that Great Arraya from earlier, so can support Americas too if he wants. And Darcel's spending an X now to do Europe release. And I really love this as a first reward. This also surprised me. Did not expect it, but it makes complete sense. Why take a worker when you can just take your last university? It gets you all the research you need to do Research 5 next round, and because of Spokesperson, it gets you an extra worker at 8 reputation anyway. And because the rep is just accelerating so quickly, upgrades cards. Also does need some more cards, because you don't want to play the Eagle and you need other playable animals. Andrew does cards himself, just draws from the deck. Here we have federal grants. Yes, no wonders has a new. We have a new new cat. Yes. Andrew builds a size 4 and a size 1, and building placement's a bit all over the place. Quite odd, like not even touching the harbour yet, but built a size 4 here, touching 2 rocks, not touching water. Interesting. Draws up herpetologist as well, which is a little bit odd. Dazzle does cards at 5. I think you want to start drawing from deck, but you probably want to draw the Agama here to fit in the size 1s, although it doesn't really do much for you. Pelican, Secretary, Bird, Dugong. So the issue is Dazzle has 3 upgrades and needs 2 partner zoos before Animals is upgraded, and you need Animals to play Eagle and Dugong. So it makes sense for Dugong to go here. And Andrew plays native farm animals, which explains a lot. So I guess 8 appeal for it. And thanks to a Carpy stable, gets to play Herpetologist, which only just pays for itself. Not yet, but it will. Although I'm not sure it was worth the card drawing it. We'll see. Dazzle grabs the Europe Partner Zoo. Still working towards Europe 4 or 5, but only at 2 at the moment because the Pond Turtle got released. And Native Farm Animals gave Andrew Herbivores 2 here. Upgrades Animals from 2 CP and snaps up the Agama. I think this is a very underrated move from Dazzle. I think a ton of players, myself included, would just build 4 here and then play Pelican. But instead, Dazzle decides to X-back Animals. It does a few things. It lets you fully build. First of all, you can build 5 instead of 4. But then also you have build right after your Animals, so when you do play the Pelican, you get a full build action as well. So it looks a bit weird, like, I mean, it doesn't look weird, but it saves you a whole action later when you get to fully build for free. That's something I probably would have missed if I was playing, but I like that a lot. Andrew plays Tamarin here to get to 3 Americas, but that is it. Clever's back Association. With 4 cards in hand, that might signal that he has 5 Americas already. We have a size 4. No other enclosures. We do have Dazzle building Pavilion and size 4 for the Pelican. Just draws from the deck, gets a Siberian Tiger, which is not very playable at the moment. Seems pretty hard to make it playable. And still not connected to the harbor as well. So there's a nice like kiosk spot here that he's leaving. I would have been very tempted to just Pavilion here and size 4 up here. But I think the idea is he likes the size 4 touching rock and water, which may be the placement. Also the extra card draw. Andrew does cards. Breakers at 6 out of 9. And Dazzle just breaks here. He's not panicking. Even though Andrew has an 18-point lead right now and double his income, Dazzle just casually causes the break. I guess income is not as relevant when you're breaking for 10 money. But it would be very easy to panic there. But he's just keeping his cool. He does know that he has compensation late game with the Eagle, so he's going to get a turn. He's also going to get an extra turn with the Pelican. Andrew snaps up Water Playground. Yeah, the display not looking great, although first seal's still a bit interesting. I think money still does matter, but the income deficit is not as great when Darcel has upgraded sponsors, and yeah, selling cards is fine, but it doesn't really make up for an income deficit. So I think income is still important, for sure. Andrew does connect to the harbor, start selling some cards. Darcel does cards himself. Not great draws. They're okay. So King Vulture, best draw here. Now you have a very good reason to build an aviary. Cassowary most likely never getting played, so that goes. You don't really want to be sunbathing on this map because it loses value, and this size 2 is not touching a rock either. Andrew just keeps pushing the brake, breaks another 5. And here we have maxed out research. And Darcel does take size 2, so that solves the issue of not touching rock there. So it looks like the next action will be playing Pelican and Rock Monitor. So in anticipation of the Rock Monitor, Darcel actually draws 3 cards instead of taking ×2. So ×2 can always get broken up by a cards action here, but it is very scary leaving ×2 up there. Just gets 3 random cards from the deck, although very nice sort of timing as well. There's no way Darcel wants X tokens because he already has 4 and Tech Institute. So he takes the 8 CP reward first and then does the 5. So now he can play a sponsor directly for money. And he plays the Bard Owl Hut. Which, yeah, this is going to solve a lot of your money issues when you have 4 birds in hand and you're going to be drawing and selling a lot of cards. Draws up a cable car, which could be pretty useful. We do have 3 rock icons in the zoo. Andrew plays the Squirrel Monkey and Muskox. Sadly, nothing to draw from the no sponsors to draw, but that is 5 Americas. And a Carpi Stable has more value playing sponsorship reptiles for +1. So that's a fully used up a Carpi Stable. Although they have played 3 very weird sponsors, I have to say. Also uses the monkey to clever down sponsors. Darcel doing his animals action now, so does start with the Pelican. Get that perception value first, and wow, more birds. Birds just find birds. True, and that is America's 5 without a partner zoo. That's a lot of money wasted on not having a partner zoo. We have a very nice sunbathe here. Actually sells Secretary Bird as well, so keeping the rock for cable car and for predator breeding. Builds Kiosk Pavilion now, connects to the harbor, and size 3 for the Cougar, nice. I'm a bit surprised the size 3 is up here and not down here, actually. I would have thought the aviary spot is better up here. Because you definitely want an aviary. But I guess he wants to save his clever. No, oh, sorry, no. He needs this spot for our cable car. Wait, he needs this spot for cable car. Where is the aviary going? Oh, over here. Okay, I see. It actually sells the predator breeding program as well. I don't think Andrew breaks there, but just in case, I guess. Yeah, Andrew does his Americas. Darcel grabs America's partner zoo. So he does have 2 Americas. Could have also done 2 Americas without the partner zoo though. But does need to upgrade animals. Now Andrew causes the break. So yeah, Andrew's got a 20-point lead. Both players have 5 X tokens right now. Andrew also has snapping, and there's a bamboo forest while he has a muskox played. That's pretty amazing. He instantly snaps that up. That's exactly what you don't want to see when you're 20 points behind. Your opponent is getting one of the best projects in the game. Size 2 of the rep is nice. Gets 2 fake snapper card. Does just draw from the deck, and wow, gets the eagle. So that's what I was saying about the aviary being up here. Now this is a sad eagle unless we can find a release for the pelican. Or find diversity researcher. No, so I guess the problem is that cable car always has to go here. So I don't know, cable car here, size 3 over here, aviary up here. I think it can still work. That's funny, because I actually watched this game from Andrew's perspective. I had no idea that Darcel drew the bald eagle as well. Darcel spending an X to draw from the deck. I guess praying for diversity researcher. I'm a bit surprised not playing cable car right now. Finds archaeologist though. That's a hell of a draw. Sadly, this rep is covered, but that's still another ×2, and maybe now we're seeing the picture of how we got 2 ×2 on animals. Does sell free-range monkeys, although it is still playable. Darcel's still on 15 appeal. Also, Darcel did not drop the koala here when it's very playable instead of the cougar. We have the cable car. So leaving that archaeologist spot for later and leaving aviary room here. And Andrew pulls out more cards. Okay, this herpetologist has actually paid off pretty well. And yeah, this is one of the best animals you'd play right now because it gives that such important conservation points to get to 8 CP and get the ×2 here. Sadly for Andrew Smile, he's got 3 upgrades, but cards is not one of them, so he's going to be stuck at 9 reputation for quite a while. Andrew also gets the Rock Python for some more herpetologist value, but does not constrict. And now it's a 36-point lead, while Andrew Smile has a ×2 on association, one of the best projects in the game, and this ×2 still on the board. So things are looking a bit dicey right now. Darcel doesn't panic though, just plays his animals. Plays the cougar. And I guess we're going to see Shoebill. I guess it doesn't really matter what you keep here. Side entrance, you could potentially fill map, although it looks like the game is ending very, very soon. Darsal actually reaches 10 CP first, so Feyrezu's looking pretty decent. So let's see what Andrew does. Starts off with the Bamboo Forest, releasing the Muskox. Gets another worker's reward, so we can do another project. But instead just grabs Partner Zoo. Asia Partner Zoo as well. Also kind of cute, the sort of native farm spots here. There's a 6 gap here left and a 6 here, although you really don't want to leave this gap because you want that ×2. But yeah, extra worker into Partner Zoo, so no second project to do. Andrew only does have 2 cards in hand, but now it's a 30-point lead. Although we do have Darsal doing a project here. Just Americas too, though, into 12 money. If there's one thing I didn't think that Darsal needed, it's more money. He doesn't need X tokens. I think snapping would... I don't know, we'll see. I guess this does let him build Aviary and play both. Like Eagle and Vulture, or Porcupine and Vulture. But yeah, Andrew just causes the break here. Darsal does have to discard a card, so Porcupine goes, still hanging on to side entrance just in case. Andrew snaps up the Sloth Bear. Could fit in the size 4, but just very useful to getting a Soos back to 5. Although I'm a little surprised the Koala is still here. That seems like an insanely good value animal. And hello, Science Library. So we have the size 2 just up here. And first move, Darsal just snaps up the Science Library. With Archaeologist, this is an 8-point science library. Plus a reputation as well, plus 2 reputation for Favorite Zoo. And now a Rhino appears. Talk about being punished for snapping up Science Library. Andrew just snaps up the Rhino. Fits perfectly into the size 4. I'm sure it's the exact animal he was looking for right about now. Because he did not have a project to do in the last round. Darsal spends some X tokens to get Archaeologist and Science Library down at the same time. Probably the last chance he's going to have to play sponsors. Because basically the game's going to end in 3 turns. Andrew's going to have to build, play Rhino, then do a Soos. With the rep, Darsal just draws up a random card, which is a Tapir. Pretty nice for Cable Car as well. Andrew does this build action and builds a 5 size. So we have a Rhino and something else big coming in. Not sure what, but it's big. And now we have the beautiful action. Darsal spends all his X's doing this. 2 X's, Pavilion over the Archaeologist spot. Draws up Science Lab of all things. Pretty amazing draw. Sells side entrance, no time for that now. Yeah, multiplier on animals. Builds Aviary for the 2 birds here, but can also move Shoebill in. And then just the size 1 to get the final ×2 on animals. So at this point, if you're Andrew, do you actually consider breaking to break your own ×2? Probably not. But 6 animals is a scary prospect. Andrew does his animals, starts off with the rhino, which we all saw. Into the mandrill. So all of a sudden, the rhino project, we're looking like 5 primates. It's a discount big nose at home, using rhino to get the primates project. Pretty cool though. Okay, now we have the sequence. So Andrew is up by 40 points, and we know he has primates 5 this turn. But here we have, so starting off the turn, 14 rep, getting the shield for that. Start off with all your scavenging and perception first. So scavenge up pretty useless stuff. I guess go to school chores. Maybe if the game goes on, it could be used to delay the game. Draws up a stoat, which only costs 1, which can fit in one of these size 1s. So very nice. Also a 3rd Europe tag here. Plays eagle as well for more perception. Sadly, tiger is not playable. Jungle doesn't really matter either. Second lot of animals. Still got 37 money in the bank. Tapir to dig away some of the useless cards. Plus just get the 6th rock for cable car. Digs away bald eagle. Science Institute, not what you want to see, but oh my god, Eurasian eagle owl, Europe number 4, and more perception. Plays that immediately. With expert on Europe too. And final 2 animals, stoat costs 1. You do that first. Should do this stoat first so it hunts for you, but doesn't matter. Tassie Devil. And stoat. And all of a sudden, Darcelmore has a point lead, although Andrew still has a ×2 on a SOS compared to just 1. And what you definitely don't want to do is end the game here. So playing expert on Europe ends the game, but Science Lab is a free action that Darcel can take without ending. Doesn't give any points, but gives 2 endgame shields and a rep. Sorry, it does give 1 point. Yeah, pretty insane. There's a lot of perception and digging going on and hunting, but pretty insane draws. The eagle owl came at the perfect time. Like, that saved the game right there. Andrew doesn't need to end the game either, so both players aren't really incentivized to end here. So Andrew just plays Export on Africa, which is 2 appeals straight away and 5 endgame points, thanks to the X tokens. Also clevers down animals, threatening to play some more sponsors. Darcel not intimidated at all though. Sells a card and just builds around the edges of his map, just getting the Archaeologist endgame point. I didn't really comment on the map before, but there's a lot of one holes here. And Darcel can't really fill it up without triggering the end of the game now. But getting the Archaeologist points is handy. So Andrew just decides to end the game here, which I think is fair enough. Darcel can still build a couple of pavilions. Starts off with Reptile Breeding Program, but sadly can't get the reputation because of not having cards upgraded. Does get Last University though, for an extra CP. And then does Primates 5. And Darcel finishes off the game with Europe for himself. So endgames here: Tech Institute, Hydrologist, Federal Grants, Cable Car as well, Science Lab 2, Archaeologist. There is a ton of endgame here. Over here, there's 1 from Native Farm and 5 from Expert on Africa. But for Europe, so Andrew has a 7-point lead going into endgame scoring, but yeah, Darcel also has maxed out Favorite Zoo as well. And after all that, Andrew had Naturalist Zoo as endgame. So you can sort of see the idea leaving all this gap. Naturalist is one of the hardest to play around. But Darcel was like 30 points down staring like 30 points down staring Muskox release and then into a Rhino Primates 5 Mandrill. But with the 6 animal turn there, continually drawing the right animals and just made a comeback. I do hate Naturals as well. It's by far the hardest to play around because you always feel bad losing points from it, but it's necessary to build if you want to end the game. Yeah, sorry for showing that, Andrew, but that was a really cool game. It was well played from both of you. Yeah, both getting lucky. I mean, that Rhino showing up for you, the Science Library for Darcel, then also getting like the perfect cards. It was a fun one though. I was there to watch it live, and yeah, like the whole time I was thinking, Andrew is so far ahead right now, and then Darcel pulls out the Archaeologist into 6 animals, and it's like, wow. And all that in 30 turns for 142 points, 29 turns for 127 points. Yeah, taking that Quarantine Lab in like the first or second round does get rid of the Europe release as well. It sort of started as snowballing a bit. I think without Europe release there, Darcel falls even further behind. And then maybe it's just too far of a gap. Yeah, and true, yeah. With that sort of game finishing in 29 turns for 127, you are beating 99% of the player base, but not someone that's 800 rated. On to the second game. So I have not fully watched this game, but I've been told it is one of the greatest comebacks of all time as well. We are looking at this from the perspective of Dutgong player, formerly known as... Dutgong Enjoyer, formerly known as Dugong Enjoyer. Up against Tobacco 11. So we are on the new observation tower, which I still think is probably the best map out of the new set. But same map, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really know what you keep here. I think First Seal is the easy keep. Yeah, sorry. Projects for Australia, Species Diversity, Americas. End goals for Doot are research and conservation. But apart from First Seal, which fits Australia, there's not a lot going on. Like Rhino is late game. Research, there's no real support for it. I guess Hyena Compound and First Seal go pretty well together, but if you want to play the First Seal, you really want to break 5 early, so... Keeps 4 unusable cards in the first round. Not that there's many other better choices. Yeah, you're here. So opponent's going first. They build a size 4. Okay. Their build was at 5. We have a size 5 over here for Dude. We have opponent playing Zoo School. Very cute little placement hugging the edge of the map here. I like that a lot. And draws up Guerrilla Field Research with it. We have Duke going for double science. You could play Breeding Program here, but I think causing the break is too important, so you still have to break 5, and it means you have to get rid of one of these cards. Get out of the way, X. Opponent now doing cards and snapping up low mountain range, and that you really do not want to see when there's a university at 5 and even 10 money at 8. That's like the last thing you want to see. But Duke gives the opponent a hurry up. They have not spent their worker yet. Maybe they're trying to get a round 1 release in, but they have to spend their worker now before the break happens. They just get the hand size uni. And we just have the break here from Duke. Because you might as well, you can't play your first seal. Your opponent's association is at 1, but there's going to be a lot of discards here. So you might just want to snap away something. Maybe the sea line's interesting for the Australia projects. Just draws from deck, and oh my god, this is painful. This is a hand where you want to discard nothing, and you are forced to discard 4 of these cards. So... oh... the first seal is the thing that definitely stays, because you've already got the size 5 for it. Thorny Devil's first to go. And 3 more are going to follow. Like, Macaw fits America's project and is one of the better animals in the game. Rhino, amazing for late game. Breeding Program can easily go, I guess. No, Breeding Program stays! Ooh. I don't know. Maybe you're not just getting America's Partner Zoo that early, but I liked Macaw there. And opponent does play Secretary Bird. Uh-oh, University Alert. Does actually get them... CP from Zoosul and Secretary Bird is an upgrade. They upgrade sponsors. Here we have Dude spending an X to get the Science 2 Rep University. So research not in hand. Possibly just denying or delaying the Guerrilla Field Research coming out, but a bit curious on not taking hand size. I guess there's also Research Zoo here, and you're not... I don't know, playing without hand size is really difficult. Also a Science Institute in the display here. That was mainly for Uniblock. It makes sense. Oh, right, okay. Oh, that Uniblock. Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense then. You just block the opponent. But yeah, opponent doesn't care. They play Explorer. We know they still have low mountain range in hand. We know they have Guerrilla Field Research in hand. We don't know what their last card is. But we do have first seal coming out for Dude. Opponent just X's back builds. Guess I don't need another enclosure because this one is about to be free in a second. Breeding Program comes down first instead of Federal Grants because we can actually support Australia too with Breeding Program down. But both players do not have many cards in hand. Opponent just draws from the deck. We have a build action from Duke, which is a random size 3. The benefit of putting it here is that it gets your reputation for an upgrade. But there ain't nothing here that's size 3 that you're playing. So it's just a speculative one at the moment. Does upgrade sponsors, which is also kind of speculative. It'll help you play Federal Grants one turn earlier, but other than that, we know Explorer's already out. And opponent does now release Secretary Bird. With their first reward, they take 5 money. When you release your first animal, you are more incentivized to take income because you lose all the appeal that comes with it, although thanks to Observation Tower, you do get to keep 2 of them. And we have University, so both players on 2 unis into upgrade animals. Poor Charles keeps losing. Come here and learn, my child. So instead of doing cards, like Duke would really love to do cards now, but if you do cards, the opponent can break before you spend your worker, so has to spend an X here to do Australia 2. Into snapping. Yeah, you do want a ton of cards here, although the display is looking pretty ugly right now. Maybe Science Institute, if anything. Does fit with your end goal, plus, you know, the opponent has Guerrilla Field Research that they want to get out. Does upgrade cards as well. But it's actually an Akapi snap. Could be a play for species diversity. I guess with Akapi you actually do have 3, thanks to breeding program as well. Native lizards would be a 4th one if you can get that. Opponent is going to build a size 2 over the rep for an upgrade themselves. They upgrade cards as well. Federal Grants comes out. Just a cards 3 action for the opponent. They do snap up native lizards, which I think is a very good decision. Yeah, that gives an important species tag. Plus, you don't really want to be building out to these rocks, but I mean, it's 3 appeal plus an explorer point. That is a very nice draw. Polar bear exhibit with species diversity. I thought you said you were behind in this game. So now a Akapi into polar bear. You have 4 species, you just need 1 more. And you get it, so never mind, you just have all the species. You have to get rid of one of these. He gets rid of the sea cave. You don't need to get rid of the sea cave. You have... I guess, okay, you actually do have to get rid of one of these. Opponent causes the break. So I guess Primatologist is the next to go then, and it didn't really matter. With snapping, I guess Giraffe looks like a pretty good snap here. You already have the size 3 for it. Takes the monkey instead. I'm not miscounting, right? Like, there's already 4 with breeding program. There are already 5 with breeding program. We'll see. It is just a size 1 for the owl. Opponent does Sumatran tiger. Beautiful to fit in that size 4 that was vacated. It does get him the 10 money here. They have a size 2. They don't have another animal for it. Okay, we have Barn Owl into 4 perception. I mean, both America's animals look pretty damn good here. Yeah, this hand looks pretty stacked at the moment. I can't believe I'm saying that with a Carpy stable in there, but it's true. Opponent grabs third university, so now they can get out their guerrilla field research. They do it 10 CP as well. So I guess they actually are leading 20-6 right now, and they have a money lead. Okay. We're releasing Barn Owl here. Okay, we're releasing Barn Owl to leech off the project. Taking size 2. Oh, for these guys. Yeah, okay. We'll get the reptile so the species doesn't matter. Draw away Science Institute just in case, because it's scary. Oh. Playing it and not playing a Carpy right now. Okay, yeah, okay. Then you play a Carpy and Polar Bear next move. I think I'm with it so far. Yeah, opponent does play Guerrilla Field. They drop the Hornbill. Alright, now let's visualize where these two fit, because I really have no idea how this is going to happen. So, plays Polar Bear first and places it first. Draws up Seabirds, which is very nice. Okay, that's cute. They're like hugging each other. That's very nice. And then after you play Boa Constrictor, that is 5 species. Opponent's just doing cards at 4. They suggest that they don't have an animal to build for. They want to draw first and see what they get. Hey, Maro. They also draw up Australia Release. Definitely a good card to get rid of from dude here with the first seal. Brown Bear looks very nice as well. We have another size 2, so we have buildings for the Boa Constrictor and the Pilferer, and more size 2s coming. Opponent gets their first partner zoo for the game. They still have a 16-point lead, although most of that goes away when species diversity is claimed. First partner zoo for dude is Africa. I guess still eyeing the giraffe that fits in the size 3. Yeah, no, I suggested the Science Institute earlier. I'm on board with it. Don't you worry. Also a very nice native seabird, so that is actually the 5th species. But opponent's going to play animals here. They play Hornbill. And that's it. So they have a decent point lead right now. But not many enclosures. They're not doing very well on species diversity, and they're not really making any progress towards Americas. Dude X's back build. Opponent does sponsor 9. Throws down basic research for +2. And then a cable car. Okay. Now things are getting a bit interesting. That's a cable car touching the tower. I mean, it fits where it fits. Build is not upgraded, so it kind of has to go there. Takes herbivore breeding. does a cards action, I guess. I wouldn't mind snapping up the brown bear here. You're going to keep these two guys anyway, and then you're fine discarding the Duke. Snaps up Hydrologist instead. Okay. I don't know if unethical is the right word for the cable car. I mean, it's actually maybe the most logical spot for a cable car. It's like it's touching the observation tower. It gets you to and from the tower. It's the most logical use of it. That's the whole point of them, right? Exactly, it's lore accurate. So opponent does wisely take away the giraffe and aquarium as well, which, sure, you already have cable car, just add aquarium to it, and pelican shoot up straight away. We do have a lot of just Xing back. So Xing back to be able to play Hydrologist this round, but I think when you have Species 5 locked up, you probably just break there. That size 4 is blatantly for the Pelican. There's no hiding that. We have opponent playing Expert in Herbivores now. Just considering ways that they can steal species diversity. I don't see one just yet, but if the break doesn't happen soon, there are ways. I'm a little bit nervous from Dude that's not causing the break here. Snaps up Waza Special, which puts Pelican in range. It is just, okay, it's actually Muskox that gets played, so we might have a release here. Gets two pretty useless sponsors from it, unfortunately. But now it's 52 to 21. Yeah, there's actually only one animal in this zoo. It's just a fur seal and an okapi and a polar bear. And a native seabird. We do have the break now. The Duke does go. Snapping up the hippo I like a lot. Hippo has a ton of value here. It gives you a sponsor action and it gives you an okapi sponsor action. So it's like all the sponsor actions here. And it's a size 2. And it's small for Waza Special. It's also expert in small animals, which I'm sure Dude is eyeing as well. Opponent does start off with their herbivore breeding program, which we do remember they took earlier. They take the lemur. I guess pretty annoying to keep denying these size 3 animals, although there's a deer here as well. Oh, lemur also good for cable car value as well. Take size 2 as reward. So now it's 61 to 21 and money is the same. But here is a species diversity into play a sponsor for money. Money is a little bit tight. This costs 6 to play. Focus on small and gets a goat, which is probably not what you want to see right now. Get size 3 enclosure as well to clever down build I like a lot. So I mean after species now 61 to 31. An opponent does not have very many empty enclosures. They build a size 3 for that lemur. And draw a card. They actually don't have build upgraded either. Both players on one partner zoo right now. Yeah, neither have build upgraded. Dude does grab America's partner zoo and upgrades a Sos. I think at this stage, yeah, you don't really need build with all these empty enclosures and size 2 reward. I don't think you really have enough money to fill map either, so it makes sense to upgrade a Sos here. Opponent plays a very expensive Agama from range, costing +6 more, though it does give 2 Explorer points. Sunbathe 2, and then play the lemur to surely not Sunbathe more. Not Sunbathe, so just 3 cards, but now 77 to 31. Okay, the start of the comeback, we have single Pilfer. This guy's giving we just saw how many points he's giving. That's a bit costly. Opponent gives a card and gives away an elephant, which I'm sure they would have loved. The Agama felt very expensive. Hippo as well. I'm going to guess Hippo straight into Expert and Small from display. That's pretty nice. It's going to make them a lot cheaper now. But still 77 to 52. Opponent doing a cards action now. Break is still only 2 out of 9. But opponent has a worker. We do not. But we are on 7 rep, very close to 8. Yeah, I think one thing you want to do if you're playing against Expert and Small and Wilds are Small, you just take away all the small animals that you can. And just hope that more don't appear. They do though, Slow Worm, Dusky Leaf. We do have a petting zoo go down as well, might as well, because you have the goat here. Opponent breaks 5. And we just have to break, I guess, drawing up the Slow Worm and using Snapping on Quarantine Lab to play it for money. Expert on Africa works even better though. Giving a card instead of 5 money is an interesting choice. You obviously don't want to fund your opponent, like the money would have been useful. But losing the elephant, I think the elephant seems like it was part of plans to build like a 5 here and play elephant, and that helps you get to 100 points. All the small animals show up now, all of them. I think priority number 1 would be the shoe bill for the extra Expert in Africa proc. Red Panda interesting as well though. Clever down build. Yeah, this was a special doing work already, so I mean it's only given +4 right now. We'll see how much it gives before the end. Opponent does animals at 3, which I like. They have 2 size 2s. They do play the Red Panda, gives them some decent Explorer points, although it does give Polar Bear Exhibit points up here. And red deer from display. Yeah, I think playing an elephant right now would be much, much cleaner. Question is, what's the last project here? Because I can see species diversity 2 being a thing. I guess the opponent does have 5 cards in hand. It's 90 to 57 right now. That's a pretty brutal constriction right there, though. That's going to delay ending another turn, at least. So that constriction just bought a whole turn. But there's no money to really follow up. Very quickly up to 76, though. What is the break on? That is Quarantine Lab, but it's coming a bit late. Oh, okay, that's kind of cute. Playing Quarantine Lab for the X token. That is very cute. In situations like that, I don't mind double Xing sponsors as well. I guess this saves you from hypnosis or anything. Okay, it's just Herbivore Breeding as the project into 12 money. And a donation at 2. Then we have, I guess, final animals could be Shoebill and Goat. Or Shoebill and Wombat even. Yeah, Shoebill and Wombat. Here's Africa release. Take snapping as a reward just to deny the Wombat. Which I guess is also playable as a last action. So now it's 96 to 85. Animals at 3 because the X tokens actually do matter for Expert in Africa. Also for the Australia icon, good call there for Quarantine Lab. There's actually not a whole lot of endgames here. Cable Car did not prove very fruitful, so just Quarantine Lab. And Explorer, yeah. Over here there are quite a few endgames though. Not breeding program, not federal grants either. Hydrologist expert in Africa. Research zoo maxed out. We do have ended the game with Val Chameleon, which gives another Explorer point. So Val Chameleon's +5. Same as Monkey. Oh, it has to fit in the size 1. Platypus. Well, that's actually a funny move. So Platypus is actually 1 point better than Wombat. Didn't really consider that. I guess it depends on what you think your opponent's last action is. Yeah, the Venom stops the 5 donation here, so that's pretty funny. Last action for Dude is going to be 2 reputation to get federal grants, I guess. So it does actually stop a donation, so it is 1 point better than Wombat. I like that a lot. That's well calculated. I think this is just a mistake here. 2-rep is just better than University. 2-rep is better by 1 point. You get a CP either way, but this loses you an X token. So final score 108 to 101. Quarantine large animal zoo in game. Gonna lose to a maxed out research zoo. $118 to $117. Wow. Should have spent all the X's to do uni plus 2-rep. Is that not just the same as not grabbing the uni? I think 2-rep is just 2-rep is plus 3. Uni, you have to spend 3 X tokens, right? So it's also plus 3 to do that. It's the same. Anyway, very close finish. Green screen's in retirement at the moment till we can get it to work. Yeah, so it shows really how quickly the Waza can help you come back. Gave plus 10 points, I think. Which is pretty handy from a sponsor that you played for 6 money, plus 10 points. Also gave the goat as a card draw. Giving up the elephant, I think, did hurt. Like, imagine instead of you're playing like a chameleon, which is not very... It's not very point efficient. It did give an explorer point. But instead of playing like red deer and chameleon, if you have an elephant, you get a better endgame. Like Feyre Zoo would have been maxed. Diverse species would have been pretty terrible, actually. Even like climbing park would have been plus 2. Yeah, I think double endgame would have helped a ton there. Very cool nonetheless. We saw that Duke was like at one stage 30 or 40 points down, but just got the size 2s nice and early. I don't think it was a particularly fast game. 33 turns. Still a very fun match. And both players very decently rated as well. Yeah, that is all we're going to look at today. Thanks everyone for joining. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some Emu Cup live commentary going tomorrow. Just keep an eye on the channel for that. Not sure, we haven't organized any times or anything yet, but the games will start tomorrow. So it should be fun. Have a good rest of the day. See ya.